It's Wednesday night, Pete. You know what that means. GoGameGo is live.
GoGameGo live.
That is right. Let's see. Who do we have? Got comments already.
Means if I don't turn off my speakers, it gets a lot of echoes too.
All right. Lance Jennings is here. Hey, Lance.
What's going on?
Eep says, this looks intense. I don't want either to die, but life is brutal. Best of luck to both of you. I think we'll both make it out of here alive tonight, Pete. You've got money on this. Who did you bet on? Blake's going for a walk. Hey, Casey. Welcome. Blake is back from his walk.
All right. I turned out not only to have it on in the background once, but twice. So I was getting a triple echo.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if you could hear it, but it was really throwing me for a loop there.
I didn't. Kurt Bradshaw's here. Salvatore's here.
Salvatore.
PJ's here. Yeah, happy Wednesday.
Who's that Casey Nidal guy? I was talking to him earlier.
Yeah, a minute late. Yeah, sorry. I had to post the show on Twitter. I always forget to do that.
Oh.
Pete has a nice package coming soon. Very nice.
That's what she said.
Metal Torso's here.
Hey,
awesome.
Metal Torso. Good to see ya.
Howdy, Pete and Jeff. So, Pete, what have you been up to besides making a lot of homebrew videos?
Not making a homebrew video today. It was a lot of. It was busy for the last 3 days getting everything ready, and I just relaxed. Oh yeah, TJ, they're great. Those packages from Casey. So I didn't do a whole lot today. I think I'm going to celebrate the end of the day courses. I'm 2 hours later than you, and I'm going to have Pickaroons maple cream. It is the season, March every year that comes out. This is one of my all-time favorite beer. Don't spray everywhere, beer. No, it's good. Oh. Mama C came home early this week, and she said, I'm going to have a beer. So I said, I think I'll have a beer too. And
you got to be talked into it, huh, Pete?
What's that?
You got to be talked into it?
Yeah, I had to be talked into it. You know, it takes so much. You really had to twist my arm. Cheers to all of you.
Cheers. To it.
Here's looking up your old address.
I don't know why, Pete, but earlier today, I just out of nowhere, I said, if your shoes aren't becoming to you, you should be coming to us.
That's beautiful.
Every so often that pops into my head, and I just say it. I don't know why it pops in my head, but it does.
Bonus points for everybody in the chat who knows exactly where that reference comes from.
TJ's making cookies. Hey, my mom's here.
Ooh.
Welcome to my mom.
Hey, Junebug. Good to see you.
You got to make sure they don't burn. That's right.
No, don't burn the cookies. Don't burn the cookies. You can't run out and get some from the store.
That's true. I didn't really, other than working, I didn't do anything either. So I record a video for tomorrow.
Good.
So I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry about anything till Saturday. And then I've got my Devo hat ready to go for Sewer Sam.
Oh, yeah. Have you checked it out yet?
No.
It doesn't look all that bad. I've not played it yet, but I got to give it a little try just to see what it is. Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it.
That's one of the classic Norm ones.
Oh, yeah.
Dog Eat Dog World. I'm wearing milk bone underwear. Oh, that's a classic.
Oh, what's going down, Mr. Peterson? How about what's going in, Mr. Peterson?
How did I do at baseball? Last night, I stunk last night. I started the tournament this week off. I started off at 3-0, and I think I'm like 4-4 or 4-5 now. So it's been a rough go. Yeah, it's a tournament. That's all I play in Power Pros baseball. I just play online all the time.
I gotta check that out. Is it still 99 cents?
Yeah.
How do you not buy it?
I don't know. It's great. I play every night online baseball. It's awesome.
We get talking. Remember we bought the baseball game not long ago? I should look up what it is, but JD was talking about it. And
oh yeah, Super Mega Baseball.
Yeah, and we all got it, but I've never played it.
It's good. It's really good. I played the first one on NVIDIA Shield of all things.
Oh, wow.
And then I played the second one on Switch. I think they're on number 3 now. Is that right?
This is, Super Mega Baseball 3.
JWD, I found out I had MLB Power Pros 2018 for the DS. I didn't know they made it 2018 for the DS. 2018 or 2008? I thought that's when they stopped making them.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm hoping they make another one. I hope they make an English version here soon. It's been a long time.
I've got a lot of games on my Switch that I've never played. And I got to look and buy one more, I think.
Yeah, for 99 cents, even it's hard not to get your money's worth out of that.
Let's see what it is in Canada. If it's even
$20.
available. $20? $20. Power Pros Baseball, correct?
Yep. So what would it be, like $1.50?
Well, we're about to find out. Power Wash Simulator. That's not it.
No, it's not.
Yes, if you're going to go Power Wash Simulator, then go wash your car.
Oh, man. I think that's very popular, to be honest. The suspense is killing us, Pete.
Searching. $1.49. Yep.
Hey, how about that? I was
WBSC eBaseball Power Pros. Is that it?
That's it. And it's the official baseball game of the esports Olympics.
Ah.
Isn't that crazy? The 99-cent game. JWD says, "Did you?" By the way, I like your avatar.
By the power of Grayskull.
Did you ever have Rusty's Real Deal Baseball on 3DS? Yes, I bought that on 3DS. And if anyone wants to get that, you better hurry. I think there's only like a week left, or less than a week now. Yeah, only like 4 or 5 days left,
stuff.
And everything's shutting down. Rusty's Real Deal Baseball was great. It was a very weird game. I mean, it was a storyline of they're all dogs, and the father was Rusty. He used to play professional baseball, and I don't know, he hit some hard times, got a divorce, and it was a little gloomy. But the basics of the game were baseball mini games, and the mini games are really good. But the weird thing about Rusty's game is it's free to download, and then I think all the games you pay for. But the interesting thing is you can haggle with the guy. You can haggle with Rusty. So the smart thing to do is just look up online and find out the lowest price he'll go for each game, and then just keep turning them down until you get that price. That way you pay the cheapest amount of money possible. Yeah, but Wii U and 3DS, the eShops are closing in next week.
Wow.
I think I got most of what I want, but I think there's a few Wii U games I want to get.
$2 loon, 2 loonies, or a toonie.
A toonie.
First came the loonie when they get rid of the one, about way back in like the 80s, right? No $1 bill anymore. They put a loon on it, so it was called the loony. And then when they put out the $2 bill in the 90s, or the $2 coin, they just called it a toonie. So that's where it came from. There's no toonie on it, or cartoons or anything on it. It's just a toonie. So that was less than one toonie, which is about the price of a cup of coffee.
Well, we got a $2 bill for a while.
They're bad luck, aren't they, over there?
I don't know. Maybe so. I always carried one in my wallet. Maybe that's where I went wrong. Yeah, those $2 bills. When they come out, is that in the 80s? But I think that they were out a long time before that. They just brought them back out.
How could it have been bad luck? You have the #1 7 o'clock streaming show in the greater St. Louis area every Wednesday night talking about pop culture.
Maybe. I haven't checked to see if there's anyone else in St. Louis. Oh, the 7. Oh, I think you're right, Lance. They did come out earlier. Hey, StashNet's here. We haven't seen StashNet in 2 or 3 weeks. Welcome back. So I still have Wormomper sitting here, Pete.
Well, you should be playing it more often. It's a great game.
I know.
I enjoyed that game very much.
Oh, it was really good. I am curious about Sewer Sam. It's funny. It doesn't look like a 125. It looks like a early homebrew to me.
Yeah.
Like just everything about it, the name, the box.
There's actually, there's some a couple of different style boxes online available for like $25, something like that, from Europe, but shipping's expensive. They're I've seen them before, pictures of them for Sewer Sam and Blockade Runner, and they're really kind of neat looking older style boxes.
Yeah, they are.
Try to pull it up, take a look, because they are pretty neat.
Saboteur got a package from Japan the other day. Densha to go plug and play console. So that's the train simulator. A plug and play console? Really? It's just that? Saboteur, we follow each other on Twitter. Can you send me a link to that? I'm curious about that. I did show I've got the controller for Dreamcast over there a few weeks ago. Oh my gosh. Stash said to go in the office at 5 a.m.
Yeah. Well, I get up at 5:45 my time every day after the morning after. Tomorrow morning, for example. And we get done this usually around 11. So it's a short night. Stu is off rehearsing for a big gig this Friday night. So here I am. You get stuck with me instead.
Got Papa Pete for the night.
Here's to it. Cheers. I got those. I'm going to show those pictures. We were talking about Sewer Sam. These are neat boxes. I've seen these before. This is the picture's actually from eBay. Find the thing here.
So Lancet in the 90s, they used to sell uncut sheets of 5 $2 bills for $11.
Oh, wow.
Lance, do you have any of those by any chance? Did you save them? Casey gets up at 5:45. I think I get up like at 6:45. And even that kills me.
When it was starting to get light out by 7 for a while, then when the time changed here a couple weeks ago, it went back down, so it was still dark. There's those boxes I was talking about. Aren't those neat looking, Jeff? That's Sewer Sam right there.
Wait, are these the actual boxes?
These are alternate boxes for Sewer Sam and for the 2 interface games.
Who made these?
I don't even know. I can't tell you right off. But I will say this. This is pictures from eBay right now, so you can buy them. But I have seen them before. I've seen them before.
This artwork is really good. I love the font and the drawing. Man.
Exactly. Just so different than the regular one, right?
Man, too bad they didn't have that box.
Where's the regular Sewer Sam here?
Oh, Lance did have a bunch of those. You should give them out as gifts. Cool.
Oh,
hey, 1968 Camaro. What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, Camaro? There's the other box, the regular box for, well, that's a ColecoVision one, but the regular one for Sewer Sam. So it's kind of just cartoony. I like the other ones a lot better.
Oh, yeah. Does so that mentions voice for ColecoVision. Does it use the IntelliVoice on television?
No, it does not. I don't know what that even means. I don't know why it's sort of.
I didn't know there was voice on ColecoVision. Ryan says he has a $2 bill. It's worth about $2.
You too can get a cup of coffee with your $2 bill.
PJ says he gets up whenever, work whenever, and go to bed whenever. That is nice. That's very nice, PJ.
That would be awesome.
So, JD mentioned some game in our chat, and I was looking up on the Switch, and they have 2 games out, a third one coming out, that hockey one. But one of them had a demo, so I downloaded that. I'm going to try it out later. See if it's any good.
Thank you, StashNet. I appreciate it.
Well, Huey Lewis was huge for a few years, wasn't he?
Oh, yeah. I loved him in the 80s.
Do you have a favorite Huey Lewis song, Pete?
Stuck with You, I think. Although there's lots. Maybe that's not the song I like the most. I like the video the most. Happy to be stuck with you. Isn't that the one where they did it? The carnival, like Coney Island or something like that, is where it was set.
I think so. I know what were the two big ones that came out at the same time was what was it? I Want a New Drug and
I Want a New Duck, which is my preferred version. But
what was the other one? Because the other one's my favorite song from them. Oh God,
not the Heart of Rock and Roll, is it? No, of course, Power Love from. Only 7 months left to practice, Casey says.
Is there another game with a killer submarine in the sewer? Oh yeah, here's Casey's 7 months of practice. I guess he's talking about baseball.
Oh yeah, that's right.
No, it's not. That's not the one I'm thinking of, or this one, or this one. Doggone it! What's the name? What's the name of that? Do You Believe in Love was the first hit they had? Really? Huh? Why did I think that came later? Huey Lewis songs.
If This Is It. That's probably the one you're thinking of.
No, not that one.
No?
Darn it. Heart and Soul. That's it.
Heart and Soul. Okay.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Do You Believe in Love was 1982. Heart and Soul and I believe I Want a New Drug. I believe those were in the same album, wasn't it? Was it Sports? Is that the name of it?
I Want a New Drug. Yeah, I think it was. Yes, it was. Sports. I've got that LP still, the same one I got from Columbia House back in 1983.
They're looking for it, Pete. They're trying to get back all their LPs and cassettes that they
there you go.
Paid for.
Yeah. But then the next one was 4, and that was where like Stuck with You and such came from.
But yeah, that Sports album, and that came out right when what's ringing over there, Pete?
That was my phone.
Oh. Yeah, Sports, when it came out, that was like right when MTV was really blasting off. The controversy is that the Ghostbusters theme is too similar to I Want a New Drug. I've never heard that before. Have you?
Ray Parker Jr. got sued by Huey Lewis's, the companies, and Huey Lewis's group won. And Ghostbusters ended up Ray Parker. He lost all rights to that song. It all went to Huey Lewis and all the royalties.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yeah, he won. Oh yeah, Ray Parker Jr. and
I can't even. I'm listening to it in my head right now. I don't hear it.
I don't hear it real clearly either. But if you play it, there's little similarities there. It's like weird, but man, some of the ones sometimes they're really clear, but sometimes it's
isn't. I think it needs to be kind of blatant for that because, like, Men at Work, that song, their big hit,
Down Under.
Down Under. They got sued. There was like a kid show or something that had a theme song, and apparently the little flute music.
Okay.
I listened to that song. I swear I couldn't hear Down Under listening to that. Maybe I just don't have a very good ear for music because I listened to it and I was like, I don't get it. It's but this Huey Lewis has lost his hearing.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's terrible.
Yeah.
He's gotta be what? I mean, he was older then in the 80s, so he's probably in his 70s, I bet, right?
Let's see. Born in 1950s, he'd be 72.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You will not hear us sing, StashNet.
It takes many more maple cream for me to sing.
Wow, the Ghostbusters producers approached Huey Lewis for a song before Ray Parker Jr.
Ah.
I wonder if Ray Parker Jr. even had any idea. Like, do you really think he tried to base it off that song, or do you think it was just a coincidence?
I've noticed. Very much.
I'm terrible at picking up those similarities. Like even with George Harrison's "My Sweet Lord," I can definitely hear the other song. Now,
what's that one again? I can't remember.
He got sued by a '60s girl band, or not band, sing group. Lance by knows it's a famous song, but I never heard it when I listened to my Sweet Lord. But after I heard about that, I was like, okay, I can hear it, but still, I don't know. It seems different.
Subconscious plagiarism. He's so fine.
Yeah. And then speaking of George Harrison, I just found out yesterday that his song in the the 80s, was it late 80s? Got My Mind Set on You.
Yeah.
That was a remake. I had no idea. I thought George Harrison wrote that song.
Oh, really? It was a cover.
It was. The original song's pretty interesting. It sounds like it a little bit, but then it goes off in these weird parts.
By James Ray.
Yeah.
I've seen that somewhere before too, in a YouTube video somewhere. I like both of them. I like that song.
Oh, I love that song when it came out. Because it had a lot of drums in it. I love drums. I played a snare drum in grade school, Pete.
Oh, really?
Not too well, but I did play it. Huh. Whoops. Ed Sheeran has a song named Photograph.
Huh.
Which is interesting because in the last 2 days, again, I've heard Ringo Starr's Photograph and Def Leppard's Photograph back-to-back days on the radio.
This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long. This song is just 6 words long.
Yeah, Dick Van Dyke apparently is doing okay, right? 97, still driving.
Wow. So he was driving?
Well, last time I saw him, he was still in his 90s, and he looked like he could have been in his 70s. I know that doesn't sound great, but when you're in your 90s and you look 20 years younger, he just, I don't know. He doesn't seem like he seems to be in phenomenal shape for someone 97.
There's a video on YouTube of him in a restaurant, and he just starts singing this song. He's there with his sons, and he starts singing this song for the people in the restaurant. And it is just amazing. And he's not a young man. I mean, this is fairly recent. If you ever get a chance, I got to take a quick look.
The Dick Van Dyke show is one of my all-time favorite shows. Man, that show was so good. And some of the episodes were just phenomenal. Way ahead of their time.
I think it was when I had COVID last year, like last August, because I was in bed, watching TV. And it's like I never watched network TV and stuff anymore. And it was CBS or NBC or one of them and now we're having a special. They played 2 episodes of the Dick Van Dyke Show, all colorized and like brought up to 1080, like modernized it.
Colorized.
It was the original. It was really kind of neat to watch. And yes, it holds up.
Oh, yeah, some of their the storylines were just brilliant. And the jokes were hilarious. Do you remember in the first season, Laura Petrie, they called her Lori instead of Laura?
I don't remember that. No, I've not watched enough of it. I really should go back and watch more. But
I've watched
through all those.
I've watched it several times over. I just really like it. Yeah, Shatner's 92. Now he's still doing a TV show. He does that Unexplained show on History Channel, which is actually pretty good. And he looks in really good shape too.
It was wow. 2016, I think it was. Dick Van Dyke and the Fantastics surprise a crowd at Denny's of all places. So it was kind of neat because he's singing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, and the whole time he's using the sound effects from the sticky floor of shoes go along with the tune.
Well, he went to the right place to get sticky floors. Or IHOP. They're good for IHOP's good for sticky tables. They all that syrup flying around.
Unreal. Yeah.
That's right, Stash. Yeah. Shatner went into space. How cool is that?
Yeah, really. Dick Van Dyke.
I always thought he was a great performer. I feel like he would have been even more popular back around the Charlie Chaplin days, because he was such a physical comedian with his.
True.
And it didn't seem like he had bones in his body. He was so kind of loose. And whenever I watch him, like, from a guy with a bad back like me, I see a guy like that. I'm like, oh man, that's got to be amazing to be able to move around like that without being in pain.
And just love to entertain. And he was always so incredible with people, like in the fans and stuff like that. I just really appreciate people like that, who are so thankful and open and generous with their time and say, this has made me have the life that I want. So they pay you back, right?
I've never understood the celebrities who get upset with people coming up to them. It's like, you literally have people coming up to you because they loved watching what you did.
Yeah.
All they're doing is coming up and just saying how great you are, basically.
Yeah.
And you don't have time for that?
Yeah.
Well, I'd make the time for that.
I don't understand it. It's inconceivable, isn't it, really?
Maybe they just get bored of it after a while. I don't know. Star Wars theme song's backwards version of Born Free. Are you joking, Kurt, or is this real?
I've never heard that. Born free as the wind blows. I suppose it could be. I don't know.
Yes, I've heard William Shatner do Rocket Man. That's
classic.
That is a classic.
I love it.
So I wonder, could you, if you take someone's song and you play it and you record it backwards, like re-record it but do it backwards, is that a copyright infringement?
I would think so, but
I would think whoever did Born Free might want some of that Star Wars money. Remember when Shatner was on Saturday Night Live? And the skit was he was supposed to be at a Star Trek convention. It was so funny.
I forgot about that. The new Mandalorian's out tonight.
Is that season 2 or 3?
3. We're up to date. We watched it last week. Last Thursday night we watched it. We'll maybe watch it tonight. No, probably tomorrow night before we watch it. But
that was funny watching Shatner just make fun of Trekkie. The roast of Bill Shatner was fun. What was that on?
One of those old roasts, I would think, or even might have been a Comedy Central roast by then.
Yeah, probably. Now, that would have been cool to see him on a Dean Martin roast.
Yeah.
Those are classics.
I don't know if he could drink enough for those guys.
I don't think anyone can keep up with Dean Martin. From what I've heard, it sounds like that was all real, like him drinking. I don't think it was made up.
I think so too.
Oh, I was going to ask you, is Sasha Banks still on The Mandalorian?
No.
Or was that first season only?
She was on the second season. She was in
second season.
right at the beginning when they go and they get Boca Raton back into the Mandalorian, she says something about how after she didn't get the dark saber, her followers left her. So I think they weeded it down a little bit because, of course, Cara Dune is gone because of the political thing she did. They just sort of wrote her character off as going off and doing something else, and the other two Mandalorians who were with Boca Raton are no longer there either.
He wants to know if season 3 is good.
Yes, so far, I like it, but first couple episodes are very good. The third episode was different, but we'll see where it goes.
Lance, first of all, I love the beginning of the sentence. Remember that episode of TJ Hooker? I do not. I don't remember any of them. It said Shatner was running in place and the hedges moving in the other direction to make him look fast. Oh, did they really do that? That's hilarious. It had to look terrible, though, right?
Listen, everybody's so fixated on the rug on his head that how could you even watch the hedges?
It'd been great if the toupee was just kind of. My complaint about the season is that Pedro and Grogu, is that how you pronounce it?
Grogu, yeah,
aren't in it enough.
Must be talking about this season because there's been some times when they haven't been in it. Not much, but some enough.
So, Pete, did you watch Last of Us?
I did not. Christy did. She liked it.
Liked it.
Did you watch it?
Yeah, we just finished it over the weekend. It's only 9 episodes. Okay. Yeah, I liked it. I don't know how you get a TV show produced when you're basically coming in and selling something. I got this great idea. There's a virus going around and everyone turns into zombies if you get bit. It's like, how many times have you seen that? It's like 1 million times.
Yeah.
But I know this is based off the video game. And it's good. I mean, it's well acted and the story's good. It makes me want to go play the game. So I've never played that game.
I have that game too. I'm quite sure I do for the PS4. And I think
there's a remastered version.
Okay.
There's two games though. Yeah, 1 and 2. I haven't played either one. Eeps played the game. Yeah, it sounds like it follows the game pretty well.
No, was there not a movie first and then a TV show?
I don't remember a movie. Eep will probably know, but I don't remember a movie.
Was there a Last of Us movie first? Is my question. I thought there was.
I mean, after the games and before the TV show?
Yeah, exactly. Nope, just the show. There you go. Right. I don't know what I'm thinking of then.
You thinking Uncharted, Pete?
Maybe. That might be.
Let's see. What do we have here? Coco. I like when she snags your microphone. That's always pretty good.
You got it.
Yeah, I was disappointed with Uncharted. It wasn't bad for what it was, but we talked about that way back. Oh, listen to that. I don't know. Uncharted's kind of an interesting movie because it's hard to make a movie out of it because the game, you have all these puzzles that take you forever sometimes to figure stuff out. In the movie, they're figuring out in about 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, this is ridiculous.
Yeah, that is definitely what I'm thinking of is Uncharted. And that may even be the game I have in the other room.
No, have you ever played Uncharted? Any of them?
No.
That is a great series.
Wow.
The first one actually made me get a PS3 because it looks so good. And when I got it, I was not disappointed.
Oh, StashNet. You wait. You wait for the video next week.
Yep, StashNet, we're doing a in television video. So I'll have mine up Sunday night. And the character Stewart Sam, at least in the clip I saw from the back, looked like he had one of these hats on, which is really weird. So I told Pete and Chuck I'm going to wear this hat throughout the whole video. I'm sure there'll be a Devo reference in my thumbnail.
Sewer Jeff.
I have not played the Vita game. I don't have a Vita. Well, we do have a Vita here. It was my son, so I could play it, actually. I forgot about that. Yep, Monday. I usually put my videos out on Sunday night. So if you want to see it early.
Yeah, the actual gameplay video. Sewer Sam. The wonderful thing that it is. And a lot of guys here were there last night in my stream there for the Homebrew Inc. releases too. Thank you for stopping in, guys.
Yeah,
television games coming down the pipe.
Yeah, now that we got a full house here, everyone needs to check out Pete's channel because you've been knocking it out with those homebrew videos. You did 3 in a row, right?
For 4 days? Well, yeah. I did the 2 homebrew releases, like the big ones that just sort of reveals, I'll call them. And then I did the stream last night where we revealed the last 2 games and how people can order them and such. And it was good. It went really well. So, and they're going to be great games. So,
and you know, a lot of people in that chat last night too.
Oh yeah, it was hopping. It was great. But man, it was I suck at chess. I'll tell you that right now.
Me too.
Neat premise.
My Nathan, my oldest son, he was beating me by the time he was in 1st grade.
Oh wow!
Before then, I beat him, and then once he started playing, I was like, "Oh, that's all over."
Wow!
And Uncharted in television, that would be interesting. Yeah, I think it would have to be a side scroller like Pitfall. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Killing it with the homebrews.
So how are you making out on the new Night Court?
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't watch last night's. I'm still
here. Tonight or the Tuesday?
No, it was last night. I'll watch it through. It's other than that one episode, they had one episode that was really good. Other than that, it's just been kind of mediocre, I guess.
Yeah,
but good enough for me to keep watching because I'm hoping there might be some kind of changes. Because remember the first Night Court, man, the first 2 years, it had all kind of changes.
Oh, Lance says it was a rerun last night.
A rerun?
Huh. I think I've seen 10 different episodes now. Does that sound right?
I think so.
And the one with Dan on a date, is that the one where the crazy woman there?
Yes.
I recognized her too. Who was it?
Oh. She's been in a lot of stuff.
Malik?
I don't even know her name. I've never known her name, but I've seen her lots of things. Was she in
News Radio?
What's that?
News Radio?
Yeah, she may have been. But was she in remember the show Hot in Cleveland?
Oh yeah, yes.
Was she in that?
Yeah.
Okay, her, Valerie Bertinelli, Betty White.
Yep, Jane Leaves. From Frasier, your favorite show that you've had. What episode are you on in Frasier now, by the way?
Well, I finished 2 episodes.
Right.
So I'm getting ready to start the 3rd.
Good. You're on pace then.
Yes. I'm on pace to finish it in the year 2940, I think.
GoGameGo short just launched.
Well, that launched like an hour and 40 minutes ago. And I before we went on, I told Pete, I said short's been on for an hour and literally not one person's viewed it. That's kind of crazy. The same thing. Now, I just had one, what was it, Monday or something? I did a Cat Mario short, and that has like 1,200 views. So,
there you go.
I don't get it.
Shorts are interesting. Like, that's why I started doing them, just to see what it would do. And it's a lot of fun now. Like, I had one that just popped up tonight. It's on at 7 o'clock my time. It started. It's already got like it's 113 views, in an hour, 2 hours, I guess. But and then another one will go out there. It'll have like 12, and it's just silliness and fun.
Just shoot me and dream on. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. It still says no one's watched it. I find that hard to believe. Not one. But I did tell you I had that short of Cloud Amiibo from Final Fantasy, and that went 2 hours before it got a view. But then it got got a decent amount after that. It just
took a while to get started.
Yeah.
I'm going to find it right now.
He wants to know if he should make shorts. Are they rewarding at all to make?
Oh, yeah. No views.
Sometimes you just knock out of the park and you get like 1,000 views on a short. And shorts are interesting because they have that subscribe button right on there. So if you go to your analytics, you can tell exactly how many people sub to your channel through a short. And they do, which is interesting.
Well, that Arkanoid Eternal Battle short now not only has a view, it has a like.
Now, Salvatore says it just launched, or YouTube says it just launched 2 minutes ago.
Oh, weird.
That's really weird because it launched at 6 p.m. Central, like an hour and 43 minutes ago. By the way, that Switch game, well, this is interesting. I see a like, but there's still no views. So I'm thinking the views must be messed up somehow. They'll probably come in here in a bit. But that's short for the Switch game, Arkanoid Eternal Battle.
Yeah.
That's terrible. Don't get sucked in by the Arkanoid franchise.
Oh, the game itself is bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
Oh, wow.
The Eternal Battle is an online portion. Now, I got this when it first launched. Nobody was online. Not a single person. So I guarantee there's no one playing now because no one was playing then. Now, unlike like Power Pros, that 99-cent baseball game,
right?
Every time I hop on, I get an online game within a minute. It's amazing. That's the best part of the game. It's the online.
I'm scrolling through my shorts right now, and like the lowest one I have so far is, where is it? Where'd it go? Which one was it? Oh, for pity's sakes. It wasn't even a bad one. Blood Rain. You know that game. You've heard of it.
Oh, yeah.
8 views. 8.
How is that possible?
And my biggest one so far is 50-cent Bulletproof. 1,700 views.
Wow.
So it's like, I don't know.
I don't think I have any that hit that much. I got 2 over 1,000, I know.
Well, I've only got a couple over 1,000. I got a bunch in the 800s and 900s, and most of them all hang out between around 200. But they're not difficult to make, and it's just sort of a neat little chronology to have all the games like the way I'm doing. I just like doing stuff like that, you know?
Yeah, you started doing your Xbox collection, and I was like, man, how can I do what Pete's doing? And then I thought, oh, I got my Amiibo, so I'll do that.
Yeah. And I'm going to start in television soon, but figure someone probably will beat me to it. But I'm going to do the television ones as well, for sure. Why not see me? Oh, I don't think he'll stay, but we got charcoal right here hanging out beside me.
Nice.
No, he wants down.
So I got 2 series going, Amiibo and Switch games. And Amiibos do great almost every time, and the Switch games usually do not do as good. Although I got the Disney Tsum Tsum Festival, 287 views.
Yeah, there you go.
So strange. Wait a minute, JWD.
I'm trying to read that too.
You switch your avatars. My main channel got removed from YouTube. A mini anti-Semitic, I guess, fight broke out in the comments while I was doing a live commentary for Silent Rage and Ted at Midnight. Nothing to do with you. Well, that's weird. Why would they get?
Wow.
You can't. I mean, within reason, you can't really control what people say. You can eventually go back and delete stuff and boot them out.
GoGameGo?
Give it a shot. Here's Saboteur. Right before Halloween, I put up a short of a toy screaming, and it got 5,000 views in a couple hours.
That's the way they go. Is if you watch the pattern, they release, then all of a sudden, bang, and it's just how high up it goes, and then it just stops again. That's the way they always go.
Regular videos, usually you get a decent amount to start, and then like with mine, I don't know, like after a week, they're probably dead. But still, they still grow. But shorts, man, as soon as it slows down, it's dead.
Yeah.
Like I've had some within an hour. It's like 900 views. Like just it was like this, and then just boom, just flatline, and you don't get any more. It's so weird.
It's the way it gets fed into the stream. It just eventually just doesn't get fed into the stream because there's more and more and more coming every day.
Oh yeah, because when you look at where they come from, it's probably 95% come from the shorts listings. Any ideas for the next bracket show? What did we?
That's a good idea right there, Lance.
Yeah, that is a good idea. Sports movie. That would be good because you could do it from any era. Yeah, we could do that. Wasn't there something else we had mentioned also, like a couple weeks ago?
Oh, yes. Well, we were talking about going to the 90s movies too.
Oh, yeah.
But I do like the sports movies thing.
Yeah, that could be a lot of fun.
Remember, we used to do actual movie night.
We haven't done one of those in a long time.
Oh, yeah. It's been over a year.
Oh, by the way, next week we're doing a retro night where we're just talking about old stuff, whether it's games, TV shows, commercials, food, anything retro. Toys, board games, cartoons, whatever it takes.
There's some good ideas. Favorite 70s song. Cocktails. There you go. Yeah. We have to try them all while we're doing it. Saturday Night Live characters. That's a great idea, PJ. Yes, we are all old stuff.
Heck, you could do favorite Saturday Night Live actors, performers.
Yeah, you could.
There's been plenty of them.
Who would win?
Well, my favorite's Phil Hartman.
Yeah.
I love that guy, man. He was so funny.
From Brantford, Ontario. Did you know that he also drew, was the artist on the album cover of America?
Wait a minute.
Famous one?
The band?
I gotta find it now. Do you know what I mean?
Are you talking about the band America?
Yep, just one sec. Here, I'm going to find it to show you.
Favorite wrestlers.
Oh, yes.
That would be fun. I don't know if we have enough wrestling fans. I don't know. We never talk about it, so I don't know. But I've told you before, my favorite was King Kong Brody. I love that guy.
Yes, that's right. Oh, yeah.
He was one of those guys that was a natural heel, but people just loved him. It's like maybe he was a bad guy when he started, but he never changed, and everyone just loved him. So Phil Hartman did this?
That's Phil Hartman production right there.
Really?
Yeah.
So was he a full-time illustrator?
Well, yeah, back then, that's what he started off doing.
Oh,
I remember seeing him on different talk shows and stuff, up here, of course, being Canadian.
So America hired a Canadian to do their
album
cover.
How would they even know?
John Lovitz versus Gilbert Gottfried. Whatever happened to John Lovitz? Man, he fell off the face of the earth, didn't he?
Yeah, that's the ticket. Hey, Mike.
Hey, Michael Hayes. See, you could vote for Michael Hayes as your favorite wrestler.
Yeah.
Michael Hayes or Michael P.S. Hayes?
Michael P.S. Hayes.
He's still with us, right? He's still alive, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Does he still work for WWE?
I think he is. Fabulous Thunderbirds. Or Fabulous Freebirds. Which was it? Freebirds.
Thunderbirds was the group.
Thunderbirds, yeah.
Because my mom at one Christmas when the Fabulous Thunderbirds had their big album out.
Yeah.
I was at the same time when I think Fabulous Freebirds were wrestling on that Texas group. I can't remember what it's called. But because I used to watch it all the time, so Fabulous Freebirds were on every Saturday or Sunday. So my mom went in and asked if they had the latest Fabulous Freebirds album. I was like, that'd be cool if they made one.
Hold it. We got it here. Let me see. Open image. Did it open? Yeah, there we go. Michael P.S. Hayes.
When did he become P.S. Hayes? Because he was never that with the Freebirds, right?
I don't know, but that's what Michael Hayes. Anyway, he did not program a better mousetrap.
No. Two very different
Fubar. Or Fubar.
Hey, Nick's here.
He might have been Fubar, but he didn't program Fubar.
Yeah, what does a PS stand for? Anyone know?
I don't know. Let's go to the wonderful world of Google and find out.
Phil Hartman's graphic designer went to Groundling show and said he could do that. Before the end of the show, he was on stage doing comedy. God, that's pretty cool. JWD, Ted DiBiase is coming to his town to get financial advice during the recession. So the $1 Million Man's coming to your town. How about that? Ted DiBiase was huge in St. Louis. When he first started his first year, he was here all the time fighting Harley race. It's great. That was a good skit. John Lovitz and Tom Hanks standing on the corner. Hello and goodbye. That was a pretty good skit. Yeah. Stewart's doing a photo shoot.
I should have practiced my Photoshop skills.
Just put his face right there. Irvin R. Shyster coming on. Pete, I've been watching all the old WrestleManias. I think I'm on 6 now.
Oh, wow, yeah.
There's just something so comical, something about those old ones I like so much, where the characters are just cartoon characters, basically. Just absurd.
Absolutely.
Like, was it? I think I'm on WrestleMania 6, and what was Marty Jannetty and what was his tag team partner? He's Hall of Famer Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels. Okay, I was sitting there going, okay. Yeah.
What was their
the Rockers?
The Rockers. Okay. But yeah, it's so interesting that Shawn Michaels ended up being like this Hall of Famer guy.
Yeah.
Poor Marty Jannetty.
He's a bit of a train wreck, though.
What, personally?
Yeah. Yeah, Gennettie's a bit of a train wreck. Strike Force. I love Strike Force. Rick Martel and Tito Santana. I love both those guys too. They're both pretty good.
Oh yeah, I was just was it WrestleMania 5 where Martel turned on Tito?
Yes. Yeah.
Or as Jesse Ventura always called him, Chico.
Chico.
Never understood why he called him Chico. Oh. Well, I'm on WrestleMania 6, and it's still Gorilla Monsoon and Jesse Ventura.
Oh. Bulldog Bob Brown. Nice. He wrestled here in Atlantic Grand Prix a lot.
Really?
Of course, he moved around. Atlantic Grand Prix wrestling here for Emile Dupre, who owned the outfit. It was mostly summer. It was almost all just summer. So they come here. They loved coming here in the summer. We had a lot of big wrestlers. I mean, you know, like Lanny Poffo, who just passed away. I don't know if we even talked about that, did we, Jeff? Leap and Lanny died here about a month and a half ago. Randy Savage's brother, who anybody who doesn't know, Lanny Poffo.
I just saw the
Poffo.
WrestleMania that he was in. Didn't wrestle. He never wrestled in a WrestleMania, but he was.
He never did.
No, but he was in one. And I think it was 6 or 5, but he was with another wrestler. I can't remember.
Kurt Hennig, probably.
Yes,
he was with Kurt Hennig a lot. Yeah, the genius, you know, and he'd have his scroll and stuff. He did Leaping Lanny as a good guy and threw the frisbees out for a while, but he never got above extreme, probably high end. I won't call him a jobber, but I'll call him a high end jobber.
Now, was the Poet Laureate different from the Professor or the Genius?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay, because I remember he used to come out, and I remember Gorilla Monsoon always the Poet Laureate. Yeah, he'd come out and read some poem,
and then the poem would be on the back of a frisbee. He'd throw the frisbees into the stands. But when they were up here, in the summer of '78 and into '79, and Angelo Poffo come up, and he was the masked carpetbagger, their father. Okay, and she's making him a sandwich. Well, I'd like a sandwich too, please, Casey. Randy and Lanny fought all summer long, and they were absolutely amazing as how they really started to develop their trade. And man, they were good. Lanny was the heel or the face, and it was fantastic. The memories of childhood, right? I mean, I'm sure what I envisioned is so different than what it actually looked like, because I don't even know if you can back and find old video of that. It used to be on TV, though. Obviously, we watched it.
Angelo Poffo is also known as the Miser.
Yeah. And up here, he went by the Carpetbagger. And I love that name, Carpetbagger. That's beautiful.
I was just listening to a wrestling podcast the other day. They're talking about, who was it? Bruno Sammartino.
Oh, yeah.
I never liked his son. I thought the son was terrible. I didn't think he was very good at all. Apparently, they had a falling out and never talked to each other since.
Who was that?
Bruno Sammartino.
And who?
His son.
Oh, David.
Yeah.
Who wrestled at WrestleMania 1.
He didn't last very long, did he?
No, that was it.
Apparently, he had some problems going on.
Here's one for you, Jeff. New tab. Right there. Well, that guy.
Macho Man.
Yeah.
He played for
Cardinal jersey.
Played in the Cardinals minor leagues and the Reds minor leagues. He played with I think Al Hrabowski, who I think a lot of people might remember him. Mad Hungarian.
Al Hrabowski with HRABOVSKY or something like that.
Something like that, yeah. When I was a little kid, he was my favorite baseball player because he was just so crazy. He'd go behind the mound and he'd do that little routine, and he was almost like a wrestler out there. Drugs got David Sammartino. Yeah, him and his dad did not get along, apparently.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was just talking to telling Celia this because might have been WrestleMania 6 or 5. They had Superfly Snuka come out. Oh wow, look at that! And Snuka's a really good wrestler, but I don't think he ever had any kind of title. Not that I can remember.
And they couldn't trust him with it, could they?
That's what I was telling Celia. I said, see, I mean, he was a really good wrestler, but I said they never trusted him to give him a title because he was a little too flaky, and I think he had some drug issues. And it's like they only give you a title if they know you can be trusted. That's the reason why you see some wrestlers just never get a belt, because if they don't think you're going to show up every single night, you're not getting it.
I know you put this up there once already, Jeff, and I just want to put up there once more where Casey asked about playing Fubar, which you and I got a crash course one night from Michael. Remember that?
Yeah.
Well, you didn't have the game at the time. And Mike is going to do a deep dive video on his channel of how to play it. So that'll be cool. Nice. I don't think they mean the same Fubar, Eep. Do you guys have, is that a movie in the States? Do you guys have that? Because it's a Canadian movie, I think, isn't it? You heard of it?
I've heard of it, but I've never seen it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I can't figure out how to play Fubar, Casey. So we need a big crash course. Maybe that's a video. We'll get Michael on and he'll teach us all on a live stream someday how to play Fubar. Early Splatoon. That's right.
Oh, Jerry Jarrett, he just died a few weeks ago.
That's true too, eh? Wow.
Yeah, because his son, Jeff Jarrett, is wrestling in AEW now.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's been wrestling
out of it with wrestling. I've not been watching it, Jeff.
He's been wrestling there for several months now. And he was on Stone Cold's podcast.
Oh, cool.
And I did watch the Jerry Lawler documentary on biography on, was it A&E, I think, last week? That was really good. He got into talking about now, do you remember when he was wrestling Andy Kaufman for a while?
Oh yeah.
Do you remember? Yeah. Did you see?
I don't know. I know the stories. I don't remember it happening.
So
but I know the stories.
Well, I didn't know. I guess I didn't really know what was happening because Lawler was in Memphis. He never was here in St. Louis. So, and we didn't have access to that
before it was all nationalized, right?
Yeah, and we didn't have access to Memphis. We had access to the Von Erichs down there, whatever their show was called, and for some reason I do remember watching. Oh, on TBS, Gordon Soley. They had a whole thing in Atlanta there.
Oh yeah,
whatever that was called, because Ric Flair was there like all the time. Him and Roddy Piper were there a lot. So I watched that. But when he went, did you see Lawler and Kaufman on David Letterman's show?
I have, yeah.
I remember seeing that when it originally aired, and I was convinced that Lawler really hated him and punched him or slapped him that night.
Absolutely, they were friggin' spot on.
It was unbelievable, but he just said the whole thing. They just made it up last minute. They were, they had a whole storyline they were supposed to do on the show. Kaufman called Lawler, and Lawler asked him, what do you think about this? And he goes, I'd rather you just haul off and hit me at the end of the show. And so that's what they did. So they went completely off script. I don't know who was running it, but they did that instead. And man, it looked realistic because he really popped him too. You could hear it. So he really hit him.
Sure did. And did you ever watch the movie Man on the Moon when Jim Carrey did it?
No.
They do an amazing job recreating it. Jerry Lawler is every bit as good of an actor as friggin' Jim Carrey, you know. Speaking of that, as well as Jim Carrey as Andy Kaufman, you couldn't get a more perfect person to play him. That had a lot of troubles the making of that movie, but there's actually that documentary. It was on Netflix where I saw it. Jim and Andy talks about them making that movie and what dealing with Jim Carrey through it. And it's really kind of, the movie's interesting and the documentary is even more interesting. So, but yeah, and then I've seen the clips and stuff of Andy Kaufman and It's amazing.
I know Lance mentioned it, and Lawler mentioned it too on that biography. I think he gave him 2 pile drivers, and Kaufman was just, he never even moved. He never got up. And he told them, when they came up to him, he like whispered to him, "Call an ambulance for me." So I guess some people didn't know what was going on, but he oh, that's what it was. The whoever's running the show didn't want to pay for the ambulance because they didn't think he was hurt.
Right.
He agreed to pay for it. So they called the ambulance, take him there. He was in the hospital for 3 days. Nothing was wrong with him, but he was just pretending. 3 days in a hospital, just pretend. I can't even imagine.
He would pay anything to get the story, right? That's what I mean. He's going to show up. You watch. He's going to show up at his freaking induction into the WWE Hall of Fame.
That'd be the best thing ever, wouldn't it?
Wow. There was something going on here not long ago when I thought he's going to show up. He's just going to show up.
Lawler has to induct him, right? As long as he's healthy.
I would think.
I mean, who else would? I mean, he's in the WWE himself.
And for anybody who doesn't know, what we're talking about right there is WWE just announced like Monday that Andy Kaufman's being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame the night before WrestleMania next month, like in a week and a half.
He's going in with Rey Mysterio and the Great Muta.
Great. Is that it? Is that all of them?
That's all been announced. Did they do more than 3? I don't even know.
Oh, yeah, they usually do more than 3, but then they have to have the winner of the Ultimate Warrior Award.
So Kaufman does he really have a connection with WWE?
Not really.
Okay, so WWE is kind of, the Hall of Fame is kind of turned into a wrestling Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say?
I would say.
Because, I mean, there's some guys that maybe barely wrestled there, but are in the Hall of Fame, but were great elsewhere. Is King Kong Brody, Bruiser Brody, is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't believe so.
I know he wrestled in New York.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be a shame if he's not in the Hall. God, that guy was good.
But, you know, it's like the Hall of Fame at the end of the day is just promotion for the WWE, too. They don't really aren't looking to give. There's got to be something in it for them. Because there's tons and tons of people who will be Hall of Fame worthy in wrestling that aren't in the WWE Hall of Fame. And there's tons in the WWE Hall of Fame that, you know, for their buddies, the McMahons. So they're in, you know. But,
all right. So Brody was inducted in the WWE Hall of Fame Legacy. Is that any different, or is that just?
Oh, well, maybe there you go. It might be. Like there's no physical Hall of Fame anywhere. It's just something they haul out every year to have a ceremony. You know, they don't. There's no place you can go see all the people in the Hall of Fame.
Legacy. You think? I mean, they got for that class. They had Wahoo McDaniel, Bruiser Brody, Playboy Buddy Rose. I mean, those guys were all dead at that point.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Luna Vachon. I don't think she's around anymore.
Luna Vachon's in the regular Hall of Fame, I believe.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if there's a difference. I don't know why it says Legacy. I have no idea what that means. They make it sound like I don't know, like the MLB Hall of Fame used to have like an old timers group that would induct people in that got passed over.
Yeah. Well, there you go. It says, I've just did straight Wikipedia. It says WWE Hall of Fame formed in 29 years ago in 93. 234 total inductees, 124 individual, 48 legacy, 18 group, 12 celebrity, and 8 Warrior Award inductees. So, and there is a website for it. So there you go. Bruiser Brody would definitely be in that group because Bruiser Brody was very, very, very unique.
There was a guy in the WWF that was like a ripoff of him. Who was that? He had like the fur boots and he walked around barking.
Berserker?
Yeah, I think so.
The Berserker, yeah.
I was thinking it'd be kind of funny if they just brought old wrestling names back, guys who are no longer with us.
Yeah.
And just I mean, Ric Flair kind of did it with the Nature Boy. I mean, he was not the first Nature Boy. All right, Pete. I'll be right back. I got to use the bathroom. I'm dying.
Right on.
I'll be right back.
I'm here. Andy Kaufman. I don't. When was that, Lance? That also was it. It was a Vince Senior was still there.
I do remember hearing about that, and Vince Senior did not care for him, I guess.
Oh, I think Jeff took the microphone into the bathroom. Oh, that's not a good idea. Oh, Dick the Bruiser. Yeah, because I even remember him. Jeff always tells you the name too. I remember Harley Race from St. Louis, but there's another name that was huge in the St. Louis territories, and Jeff will know that when he gets back. I remember to ask him. Okay, so Kaufman was in the WWE 78 or 79. Same time, Leaping Lanny and Randy Macho Man Savage were up here in little old New Brunswick, Nova Scotia. Let's see. I can't believe. Oh yeah, well, yeah, that's what happened. It's if you haven't seen Blake, if you are interested, watch Dark Side of the Ring. There's an episode just on Bruiser Brody, and man, God, that show's amazing. The Dark Side of the Ring, done by Jason Eisner, is the director, the creator of that show, who's from here in Atlantic Canada as well, from Nova Scotia, and actually. He's from down around the area where he went to the same school training that my kid went to, who's working down in Halifax now, and he's doing more music and music videos and working with a production company that creates software because he's doing their YouTube promotions for them, and other things as well. So hey, look at that! Now this is Go Pete Go show.
I don't know if you showed this, but Channel Steel. Now, here's a question for everyone who watched wrestling. Yeah. Did anyone ever see George Steele pin a man? Because we talked about this, Pete. I've never.
That's right.
I've looked up a lot of his matches. I've never seen him go for a pin. He used to have that. What was it? Like an arm lock or whatever, where he'd bend your arm backwards behind you, or he'd pull it up behind you, and he'd lift you up in the air. And that was his like submission move. That's how he always won that I saw.
Right, that's true.
He did that to a wrestler in the WWF. Not Guerrero, Garea. What the heck was his name?
Tony Garea?
Yeah. He did it to him. And his arm was completely like out of the elbow was just out of socket. It was all twisted up. It was horrific looking. Yes, I had a GoGameGo. All right, Michael. Yeah, George used submissions, but I don't think I've ever seen him go for a. I don't think he ever went for a pin, which is hilarious.
No, I don't.
He goes with.
I don't really remember ever winning a match.
No, he usually didn't. Wait, did you mention? There you go.
Conker's Pepper. Yeah.
Do you remember? Or when I left, did you say Dick the Bruiser?
Yeah, so he was saying about Dick the Bruiser and stuff. Yeah.
So,
is he in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. Did he ever wrestle there?
Yes, but wasn't that the one that did the one? Wasn't it Dick the Bruiser? No, I'm thinking Dick Murdoch. Or is that Dick Murdoch, Dick the Bruiser?
No, it's two different guys.
Who was the guy that did the one Royal Rumble appearance? It was his only appearance.
Dick Murdoch.
Dick Murdoch. Okay.
It was hilarious to see him come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, Dick Murdoch, what are you doing here? Yeah, I wonder if guys like Dick the Bruiser. Oh, wait a minute. It says Dick the Bruiser joins WWE Hall of Fame. Wait. What? This is from 21. I don't remember that. Wait, do you remember this last? So in 21, Dick the Bruiser, Buzz Sawyer, Pez Watley, Ethel Johnson, and Paul, was it Bosch were elected to the Hall of Fame?
Well, I think they just sort of scroll through that really quick during the ceremony. They don't, the legacy ones.
Okay. All right.
So that's obviously where
I'm guessing these are guys that didn't wrestle in the territory very often.
Right.
Now, I read, because, I've told you before that Bruiser Brody is King Kong Brody here in St. Louis.
Yeah.
But I heard him say that he changed his name here and in New York out of respect for Dick the Bruiser, because I think in New York, at least I remember seeing him billed in New York as King Kong Brody, which is really weird. Because he was Bruiser Brody everywhere, but just like a couple of areas. Yeah, Dick the Bruiser was. Did you ever see Dick the Bruiser fight, Pete?
I think so. I mean, I've seen a lot of old wrestling. I don't. Yeah, I'm quite sure I have.
Yeah, I mean, even when I was a kid, he was old for a wrestler.
Yeah.
He was like in his 50s when I was a little kid. And I was thinking, man, this guy's really old. Baron von Raschke. Oh man,
Oh yeah, Baron von Raschke. He had the claw too, didn't he?
Baron von Raschke. Wasn't
he?
He
Like he had to have his other hand down here holding it back because it's like the claw's got a mind of its own. It's gonna.
Hey, somebody mentioned the Von Erichs. That's a good one. Or any Von Erichs in the WWE Hall of Fame?
Oh yes.
I would. Well,
I thought I could remember the Kevin Von Erich being the only living one being there for the induction.
Kerry Von Erich wrestled in WWE for a while.
Briefly, yep. Texas Tornado.
Yep. David Von Erich, I thought he was the best of the group. But he died so young. King Kong Brody was one that found him. How about that? In Japan. Let's see. PW Insider reporting that one of the greatest families of professional wrestling, the Von Erichs, will be inducted into the 2009 Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame. Wow, the whole family went. That's interesting. Yeah, so Kevin was the only one alive at that point, I think. Way back then.
Yeah, by then.
That was a great Dark Side of the Ring episode.
It was. Truly was, yeah.
Because you look at him.
What a fantastic show. I wish it would come back.
I think that Flight from Hell, I think that about killed the show off, though, because it pissed a lot of people off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Ric Flair was upset. JR, Jim Ross was upset. He said that they kind of took him out of context. He wasn't happy with how it was filmed. There was 2 or 3 guys that just were really upset with that episode.
That was the very last. Well, that was in the last season. It wasn't the last episode, was it?
Yeah. That it was the plane ride, Blake. Where apparently the wrestlers were completely drunk before the plane even took off, and they ordered more booze for them. That's not good. Yeah, David Von Erich had some kind of intestinal problem. I know there was a lot of rumors about his death, but from everything I've read and heard, it sounds like it was just legitimately he had a physical ailment that took him down. Ah, man, that was terrible. He was he was really good. Yeah, I don't know how Kevin Von Erich survived. Wait a minute. Carrie. Wait, was Carrie, Chris, and Mike killed themselves, right? Yeah, so 3 of his brothers killed himself. His oldest brother died he got electrocuted in some weird accident when he was like 6. And then David Von Erich died in Japan with that intestinal thing. So Kevin Von Erich had 5 brothers that all died on him while he was still young.
Wow.
I don't know how he survived. He must be one strong guy. That's all I can tell. Because man, that's brutal. And his sons were wrestling. I don't know if they still are though.
Yeah, I don't know.
I've never heard of them wrestling.
Is Brian Pillman Jr. still wrestling?
I don't know. I think he's still part of the AEW.
Yeah.
He's part of the Hollywood Blondes.
Right.
Oh, he's terrible. I mean, I hate to say it, but he's awful. He's just not a good wrestler. I don't know.
Yeah, it's too bad.
I don't like him. He doesn't have much charisma. I mean, he is a mid-card at best. Carrie's daughter was wrestling too, huh?
Oh, that's Lacey Von Erich, right?
Oh, really? I didn't know they had there was a female Von Erich. It pissed Macho Man off, the Von Erichs. He wanted the Paphos to go into the Hall of Fame instead of just himself. Well, that's interesting. Because they're Lanny and Randy's dad was an old time wrestler. Yeah, I wonder why. That's a good point from the Macho Man there. I wonder why they didn't put the family in. I mean, you can say, well, Lanny's not a Hall of Famer, but Chris and Mike Von Erich definitely were not Hall of Famers either. They wrestled, but they weren't any good.
Lacey Von Erich?
I've never seen her before. Is she still wrestling?
I think she is.
Somewhere. Well, who's? I guess it's Kevin Von Erich's kid. Oh no, it's Carrie's, right? Carrie's daughter.
Sure.
Lance said Carrie's daughter. I don't know.
Carrie's daughter. Okay.
I didn't know he had any kids, to be honest. Oh yeah, X-Pac cut Michael Hayes' ponytail off. Brock Lesnar fighting Kurt Hennig at high altitude.
She is retired. Carrie's daughter, Fritz Von Erich's granddaughter, of course. Mostly she did at TNA.
Oh, that's right. I do remember hearing that, Blake. I think that was in the Dark Side of the Ring. I believe he mentioned that there.
Yeah.
I don't know if we talked about that. You know how Hulk Hogan's back is all messed up?
Yeah.
And he blames it on all of his leg drops that he would do.
Yeah.
Because back then they wrestled like, 350 days a year or something crazy. It was nuts.
Yeah, crazy. Exactly.
They don't do that at all now. I mean, it's way down, I think. And I don't think the travel is nearly as bad now. But he said if he had to do it all over again, he'd probably use a sleeper hold. Because he said all those years of landing on his spine so many days out of the year landing on his spine just messed him up. Doesn't seem like it would, but yeah, if you do that every night, if you do that 360 times a year or whatever, and
he's a big man. And I'm sorry, it was still a heavy drop,
Yeah.
Huh.
Jim Cornette.
One thing about Jim Cornette, I learned to appreciate him a lot more watching Dark Side of the Ring as well. I did like what he had to say. He certainly, boys, when he thinks something, he says it.
He definitely does. He's an interesting guy himself. Oh yeah, Steve Austin has tailbone problems. Same.
Yeah.
Well, he's lucky he got out early. He was, I think, 38 when he quit. He was pretty young. That probably saved him from a lot of future problems. Although I think he's got enough of them as they are. He is not coming back to WrestleMania, I heard. There was a rumor he might come back again this year. Because he had that match with Kevin Owen last year. So is Jim Cornette retired? I mean, he just does his podcast. He's not still wrestling. I mean, no, he's not still managing, is he? Or is he running a group? Does Cornette get to bring his tennis racket in?
Yeah, really.
What was the deal with the tennis racket? I never understood that. He always had it with him.
Never really explained anything, And they didn't use the tennis. Did they use the tennis racket much as a weapon? Not really.
I think I've
He
seen
did,
him use
maybe.
it, but he didn't appear to be a tennis player.
No. Not even slightly.
I don't know what was going on there.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of weird stuff I like in wrestling. I miss managers so much. Going back to these old WrestleManias with still having wrestler managers back then.
Yeah.
Mr. Fuji was managing somebody. I can't remember who, but I think it was. Oh, I can't remember who it was now. But he was managing somebody. But in one of the pre-show events, Mean Gene was interviewing him. Fuji was entering the marathon that was happening like the day before, and he's dressed in a tux, and he's got his number on, and he's running. they cut away, and they come back from a commercial break or whatever, and there he is. He's like running in. He's like finishing ahead of all these people, still in his tux, and it's just so comical, like wrestling in a tux. I was watching that Jerry Lawler biography. I didn't realize that, but he quit WWE when his wife got released. She was a wrestler. Yeah,
Carter there, the cat, Stacy Carter.
He said,
he got ticked off and left, and he was gone for about 6-8 months, and they broke up, and he come back.
He said he went to Vince and said, I can't be here if you're going to let my wife go. And he said Vince just held out his hand and said, well, thanks for everything you did.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, McMahon's ruthless.
Oh, yeah.
I've heard him talk several times, and he was all business. He said it, I guess it was hard at first, but, I guess it makes sense. He probably wouldn't be as successful as he was if he wasn't so. Yeah, I mean, you had to kind of get rid of your feelings for some of these wrestlers. They may have done a ton for you, but if it's time to go, it's time to go.
That's right.
You think they're going to sell? Do you think they're really going to sell WWE soon?
I don't know. I mean, yes.
I don't understand the whole thing. Like Vince is back, sort of, but nobody wants him there.
I don't pay attention to it enough anymore to really know. Like at one time I would have known, but it's just so bizarre. I mean, they sold it. At one time it was sold for about a day and a half. And no, not really.
Was it Saudi Arabia group?
Right.
Supposedly. Well, he wants
the government, basically.
Yeah, the price tag is $9 billion. That's what he wants. What did Star Wars go for? $4 billion?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of rumors that a bunch of people are going to be cut right after WrestleMania, which they do anyway. But apparently they want to get rid of even more people, I guess, for this sale.
I mean, that's the way to do it. Then you don't have that luggage going with you, and they could hire back who they want, the new people. So do you think it's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing I can figure. I don't know why he's back, because nobody wants him there anymore. He's behind the scenes. He's still the biggest shareholder.
Right.
I don't know what power he has anymore. I mean, hear all kind of rumors, though. He wants this or he wants this done. Yeah. But I think Triple H is still running it.
I mean, all the rumor is that Reigns is going to go now. But that's
so that's my predictions, Pete. Cody Rhodes beats Roman Reigns. Rhea Ripley beats Charlotte Flair for the championship. But now you've got Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus the Usos.
Right.
And I would think they would win just to give Sami something after. I mean, he's been this whole storyline, man. He's been unbelievable in this storyline. But are you really going to take all the belts away from the bloodline on one night. I don't know. Maybe they will.
Maybe they will.
But I'm pretty sure those two championships are changing hands.
I hope they do.
I don't know why else you bring Cody Rhodes back and put him right in there with Reigns unless he's going to win. I don't see the point.
Yeah, Reigns just never seems to lose. I mean, even Brock Lesnar, right?
I'll tell you the one guy I like is Solo Sikoa, the younger brother of the Usos.
Oh, really?
He was in NXT. He's been around for like 8 months now, so he's fairly new. But he reminds me of he reminds me more of the Wild Samoans.
Okay.
Got kind of that build.
Yeah.
Yeah, did you see this? WWE's trying to make it legal for betting on their matches. How can you bet on matches that are predetermined?
Well, I know. I did hear a little rumor on that, and I just that's exactly what I thought. Never thought of it again, right? You can't bet on like what are you gonna do? Have a bet on how the next episode of Night Court's gonna end or what? You know, it's like.
Well, they said they'd have to. It'd have to be last second where they tell everyone who's going to win. Like the wrestlers, the refs, the announcers, everyone. They'd have to wait until that day, I guess. And they said, "All right, this is what's going to happen."
But they could easily watch the numbers.
Yeah.
And just bet the way they can make the most, right? So no, I don't. Oh, believe me, they'll probably be able to do it. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't make any sense to me.
Is Dolph Ziggler still a jobber? He is. He doesn't beat anybody anymore. They bring him out every so often just to lose to somebody. It drives me crazy. Like Dolph Ziggler, The Miz. Like I didn't watch it when The Miz was winning championships. I don't know. Did you watch it then, Pete?
I did some, yeah.
I mean, The Miz right now is like a joke wrestler. He just comes out to be the butt. He comes out there. He's the butt of all the jokes, and he doesn't beat anybody. I don't know. It's just so strange.
I think we need to do a wrestling friggin' bracket. I'm sorry.
Favorite wrestlers?
Yeah. I mean, everybody likes wrestling. JD likes wrestling. Lance likes wrestling. Stewart likes wrestling, doesn't he? Talks about it a bit.
I don't think you ever watched.
No.
I could be wrong, but I don't ever remember him talking wrestling. Well, we've had movie brackets, and I don't know anything about movies, Pete. So I guess we could have a wrestling bracket and have someone that doesn't know anything about wrestling.
I think we should have a bracket show where we have all of our favorite episodes of Frasier.
Well, I could mention two. Right off the top of my head, the first two. I remember those.
Roger likes the bracket, the wrestling bracket. Scallyway, we already talked about Atlantic Grand Prix. You weren't here, man. We talked about the summer of '78, Leaping Lanny Poffo and Randy Macho Man Savage, along with the masked carpetbagger, who was actually Angelo Poffo in disguise.
Well, Lance was telling me stuff, I guess it was in our chat, about Roddy Piper wrestling in Los Angeles.
Oh, yeah.
I wrestled out there. I did Google one. Man, he's just a kid back then. He's so young. They said he had a big feud with the Guerreros. I don't know. It wasn't like Eddie Guerrero, I don't think. It was older.
Hector?
I think so. I think that was one of them.
Yeah.
He was such a great heel. My gosh.
It's
Piper.
right. It's acting, man. They're fantastic actors. That way you take Jerry Lawler, you put him on television, and he says, do this, make people believe it. That's what he does for a living.
He said he never had any training.
Well, I believe that too. It's just
he said his first match, he had never been in a ring before. They just put him in there. He said the guy came and grabbed him, threw him over the ropes. He conked his head and went unconscious, and he woke up later.
Jeez.
And he just kept wrestling, and he said he figured stuff out on the way. I don't know if I've ever heard of a wrestler have that story before. They're always like, they start off in some low-level wrestling, and they work their way up.
Chavo Guerrero, Lance says.
Hey, Blake So's going to have a wrestling podcast.
Oh, right on.
I like that. The Masked Canadian. Did you know that Sami Zayn wrestled with a mask for 10 years?
No.
He
Where?
was on, I'm not sure what territory he was in. It was a bunch of indies. But he knew Kevin Owen way back then too.
Okay, yeah.
That's where they became friends. But
Well, they're both from freaking Montreal area.
yeah, I mean, they probably wrestled in that area. But I was like, because he was on Steve Austin's Broken Skull
Okay.
session, and
Right.
they showed him wrestling with a mask. He said he did it for 10 years. Like, really? 10 years in a mask? Wait a minute. YouTube has a podcast tab now?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Like, where is that? Oh, like over, wait a minute. I don't know. Oh, yeah, it does have one. What the heck? How does that work? How's that work? All right, Pete, we should take off. It's getting late. Go game. Make sure you guys check out Pete's homebrew videos. They're awesome.
Thank you.
Because he plays them, so you get to see exactly what you're looking at. And then next week we're doing a retro game, not retro game, a retro night.
Yeah.
Could be anything old, including ourselves, like you mentioned, Pete. Go on. So that'll be fun.
And the Sewer Sam videos this weekend.
Oh, I can't wait to record that one. I can't even believe. So Celia bought me this in 2020. She saw they were selling these with a face shield with little screws in here for 2020, of course.
Yeah.
Because you want that one? I said no, because once it's over with, am I gonna? I mean, it's just gonna be weird after COVID's over. It's not like I'm gonna wear it with the mask anyway. I said, once we're all done with the pandemic, why would I even want this anymore? If I took it off, I'd have 2 holes. So I was like, just give me the original one.
Nice.
Stewart Sam, my condolences. Ooh, a soft drink bracket. That's
interesting.
I do like the food bracket stuff. That's pretty cool.
We had fun with the candy one.
I wonder if we could do. Are there enough? Could you do a snacks one? I guess snacks. You could do chips and pretzels and cookies. Couldn't have candy though, because I already done that. Oh, I'm gonna get a lot more than 22 points, Casey. Trust me. I'm gonna be all over Sewer Sam.
Sewer Sam's not gonna know what hit him.
Got our first vote for Dr. Pepper. Write that down, Pete.
Dr. Pepper it is. Mr. Pibb for me.
I always like Mr. Pibb as well. I did not care for Dr. Pepper that much. I like Pibb. I'm not even sure if it tasted that much different, to be honest, but can you even get Pibb anymore?
I don't even know where that came from. It just popped out of my mind. I have had it when I was a kid.
Well, I used to get it at Bonanza, that old restaurant.
There's another blast from the past.
We could do a restaurant bracket.
Yes, we could. Extinct restaurants.
Yeah.
Ponderosa. Do you ever hear of Ponderosa? Do you guys have those?
Oh yeah, we had Ponderosa and Bonanza here.
Oh yeah, there's a Bonanza in Bangor, but Ponderosas were the big. When I was a kid, we'd go shopping in St. John River. We'd always stop at Ponderosa to come home, have steak and all the fixings and salad bar, and it was great.
Oh yeah, we. I don't think we have either one here now. There was a Ponderosa not that far from us that closed up several years ago.
Okay, yeah.
But I think Bonanza. I think they're both still around.
Okay.
I don't think in our area though. But if I ever see one while I'm on the road, I'm stopping. Let me tell you.
I can remember going to Ponder. It was around recently. Well, recently, yeah. This isn't yesterday, I guess. But I was in university, and 3 of us at the Ponderosa one night. Then it was me and 2 other guys, and I was the small one of the bunch, and it was a steak and all the shrimp you can eat sale. So it was a fairly quiet night. It was through the week. We were up there at supper time, whatever, and they were, of course, going around with the tray. Like the servers would go around while you're eating with the tray, see if you wanted more shrimp. And there was only 4 or 5 other tables in there. So they come around and we stopped the first time, we'd finished up. Well, would you like some more shrimp? Sure, give us some more shrimp. And they give us 3 or 4 more shrimp. And anyway, that went on for several trips around where they come back till at the end of it, they were just going to every other table first and then coming over to us at the end and dumping the rest of the tray on our table.
I do remember an all-you-can-eat steak night at Ponderosa.
Oh,
because we went with Celia's brother.
Yeah.
Who was a big guy, and we were there a long time, and it was just like this, more steak. I thought for sure they were going to ask us to leave at some point.
Yeah, really. It's like the Homer Simpson.
Yeah.
All that you can eat, but I'm not done. This bag could not be filled.
Oh, fun you can have at Ponderosa and Bonanza.
Yeah, the waiter at Ponderosa that night was a little at the end of it. Yeah, it was just so funny because he'd go to the other 3 or 4 tables first, and just come over and dump the rest on ours.
Real quick, there's a restaurant here in Missouri, Lambert's.
Oh yeah,
called Home of the Throwed Rolls, because that's their shtick. You go in there, and it's a big restaurant. And they walk around with rolls, and you do one of these, and the guy just takes it out and just wings you a roll, throws it across the restaurant. You got to catch it. It's hilarious. It's so much fun because sometimes like bounce off your head and go flying, and then they got to clean it up off the floor. But yeah, it's fun.
That's awesome.
What's Lance saying here? We have Galco's near Los Angeles where you can get vintage sodas. Ooh, nice. Oh yeah, the pure cane sugar. That's the old stuff.
Hey, come this way.
Where's Coco going?
I think she likes to crawl off now. She likes to get onto my television, and I don't like that.
Even Coco likes television, Pete.
That's right. Well, she got good taste, but she's also got good girth too.
You're gonna have a television full of hair in the inside at one point.
Well, that's it.
Well, that'd be a fur ball. All right, guys, we're gonna let you go. We're into overtime, and poor Pete's not even being paid here. All right, we'll see you guys next week for Retro Night.
Yes.
Anything old you want to talk about?
And I'm going to be back.
That's right. The whole crew's going to be back.
Lance and JD.
And we might have a special guest.
Maybe special guest.
Maybe. All right. We'll see you guys later. Bye.